For this project, I really want to get your opinion on the influence of the vaqueros and the American cowboys, because I know, you've mentioned the dress of the charro so many times today already, and how important that is. And I don't think a lot of Americans know what a Mexican thing that is on the influence of the U.S. Could you speak to that?
Absolutely. During the revolution in Mexico, their attire was the charro attire. If you go back in history, 200 years, 300, possibly 400, and you go to the books during the revolution, it was military outfit, military uniform, and the charro. The hacendados, they wore their hats, their sombreros, their camisas, their camisons, that was their proud of that was carrying the Mexican flag, and their outside and inside.
And this was the look of the Adelitas too.
The Adelitas, yeah. There were the women, the ladies that traveled with their husbands and during the revolution, and side by side. That's how they got their names, because not only did they cook and support their husbands, but they went to war with them with their rifles. 30-30, there's corridos of the canción Con mi carabina 30-30, and there's just so much music there. But the influence of el charro mexicano and the tradition of the saddles and the monturas, the horns, they had this purpose. And there's a lot of terminology that's used today in American society, American verbiage, American history, of the chaparreras, the chaps, and dallying around the horn, dale vuelta, and the piales, the lazos, monturas, the saddles. A lot of the tradition of the riding style. The riding style was done a finished horse with one hand, because he had to use the 80, 90 foot, 100 foot maguey ropes, or riatas out of leather.
They were made out of maguey?
Maguey is out of the cactus plant.
I didn't know that.
And then they had to, not only by tradition, they would not rope something and then have it hard and fast and tied to the fuste, which is the tree of the saddle. They would feed the rope around the horn, catching stallions. Instead of choking them down by the neck, they would catch them by a hind foot and work their way up to halter these horses. I am very proud to say that the American cowboy loves the legacy of the charro mexicano, and the charro mexicano loves the legacy and the competition of the American cowboy. Today, a lot of charros are great ropers, team ropers, and they come to America and they compete in the calf roping and in the bulldogging and the team roping. Team roping is huge worldwide, and a lot of the our clothing, our events throughout the nation in the professional circuit of competition. The people from Mexico come to the United States and spend weeks at the fairs and at the rodeos, and the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo, and the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, and all these huge rodeos around the country. They come and they love the influence of the American cowboy, and knowing the fact that a lot of it is borrowed from Mexico. And I think that we have this beautiful relationship, because a lot of the American quarter horses, the horses are sold to Mexico, vice versa. They're in Mexico now. There's some horses in Mexico that are just, it's unbelievable. The associations, the memberships are international. So no, there's not a vaquero or charro in Mexico that doesn't walk around with his sombrero de vaquero, his botas, his boots. And as long as I'm alive, I will continue to carry on the legacy of my father, of the Mexican charro, the way he came to the United States of America. He embedded that in my soul. It's in mi corazón, my heart. And I am very proud to say that I started to do events, programs, bilingual. Probably one of the first to bring the charreria in America. Here is an exhibition, pageantry, culture, music. I love it, and I have never stuck to just like a cell alone. This is only going to go to the Mexican families. It's not so. I will never allow that. This is something of culture, like music. If it's in English, Spanish, and French, or Japanese, or whatever language it is, it's music. And I look at my art and my charro figure as like music. And I respect it so much that I will take my heart and soul and die that way my father did.